Welcome back. You already know what it is. Another episode of Skate Hacks. Just a quick announcement. Subscribe to my Skate Hacks channel. If you've been subscribed to my channel here for a while and you're only here for the Skate Hacks, subscribe to the Skate Hacks channel. I want to eventually move all my Skate Hacks content from here to that channel. I'm still going to upload Skate Hacks on this channel, but I made that channel specifically for skateboarding tricks and whatnot. So subscribe there if you haven't already. Today we're going over frontside feeble grinds. Now, frontside feeble is pretty much a combo between a frontside 50 and a frontside board slide. So I highly recommend that you learn how to frontside 50 and frontside board slide before you try this trick, because it's pretty much a hybrid. You have the back truck grinding and then the front half of the board is hanging over the rail, kind of like a frontside board slide. So it's almost like a front board, but your truck is grinding on. And so this is a very tricky thing to do when you're first learning. So I recommend trying this on a small rail. Try it on a really small rail, then work your way up so you can get comfortable with standing in that frontside feeble grind, and then eventually take it to taller rails where you have more confidence. So with the frontside feeble grind, you're going to approach the rail at a slight angle. You don't have to approach it at a super huge angle, just a little angle like you would for any other frontside grind. You don't need to approach it with a crazy angle. What's most important is being able to ollie high enough to get onto the frontside feeble. A huge problem I see with frontside feeble grinds, and something that I even experience myself sometimes, is not getting into the frontside feeble, just getting into a frontside board slide. That's because you're not ollieing high enough, or you're turning a little bit too much. So a frontside feeble is mostly about precision. When it comes to this, you want to ollie high enough, as if you're gonna 50-50, but you don't want to land both trucks on, obviously. So it's a little tricky to get into when you first try it. But like I said, you want to ollie high enough, and when you ollie, you don't want to turn so much. You just want to ollie straight onto it and get that back truck on. That's the most important thing. As far as sliding out a frontside feeble grind, as far as holding it and coming out of it and landing it, the most important parts of a frontside feeble grind are, number one, making sure that your body weight is distributed properly. So if you have too much weight on the front foot, you're just going to be leaning into the frontside feeble, and you might stop grinding, or you'll fall forward or something like that. So you don't want that to happen. You want to have most of that weight sitting on the back foot. The front foot is essentially just there to hold the board in place. So if you put even a little bit too much weight on that front foot, you're going to stop grinding, or it's going to be harder to pull out because you're putting too much weight into it. What you want to do is kind of lean back and have almost all that weight on the back foot. And if it helps, maybe practice setting your board into a frontside feeble grind and maybe having something to hold on to, and seeing if you could practice holding that position. It's something you really need to get used to. Another thing I've noticed about anyone with a really good long frontside feeble grind always has the back foot with the toes hanging off. So I think it's really important to have this. It really makes it a lot easier to just sit and just relax on that frontside feeble grind really long. When I see anyone do like a long frontside feeble grind, they always have that back foot just nice and steady with the toes hanging off. And I think that distributes the weight a lot better, and you can just sit on that and you have the pinch going and everything. That's Pinch, shout out to That's Pinch on Instagram if you know what I'm talking about. You want that pinch on a frontside feeble grind. So you'll see right here that the truck is bending to the point where the wheel's pinching against the board. And so that's the kind of lock-in you want on a frontside feeble grind. Also, you want to have your shoulders open. This kind of goes along with the whole weight distribution thing. If your shoulders are leaning into the frontside feeble too much, and you're sort of facing sideways or almost backwards, you're not going to get a good slide. It's going to be harder to turn out. So you're going to have, when you come to the end of the rail, you're going to have to turn the board out. You're going to have to let the back truck slide off the end of the rail. So you're going to have to be going fast enough, or have a good enough, momentum, and the rail's going to have, a good amount of wax on it. That's also very important to be able to just slide off the end. So it's not so much about like lifting up super heavy. If you try to do that, you might notice that the board will go sideways, or it's a little bit more difficult. It's more about just having enough momentum to slide off the end. You don't have to worry about it too much. You're just gonna, straighten out the nose a little bit to land, and just let that back truck slide off. And having a good weight distribution is going to help you slide off the end, because if you're leaning into it too much, it's going to be hard to just come off the end. So those are my tips on frontside feeble grinds, making sure that your weight is distributed properly. It helps to have that back foot in the position where the toes are hanging off a little bit. That really helps a lot as far as like just sitting on a frontside feeble grind for a long time, and making sure your shoulders are open and having your weight distributed properly. So thanks for tuning in. As always, be sure to hit that subscribe button for the Skate Hacks channel. Comment down below your suggestions for future Skate Hacks videos. As always, see you next time.